All right, Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly forecast. This is for December 25th through the 31st of 2017. And this video is for Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out that link down below. We're using the actual size of the constellations, which does change the signs from mainstream astrology. All right, so Sagittarius, first of all, happy birthday for those of you who have your birthdays this week. But all of you do have the Sun, Venus, and now Saturn in your first house. So really good to be focused on yourself, setting some intentions for the year perhaps, and moving some energy forward, right? Now, with that being said, there has been this more internalization these past few weeks with Mercury retrograde in your 12th. A lot of you have learned a little bit more about your deep psyche, about your spiritual self, and essentially where you can have more acceptance, and that acceptance leading to spiritual freedom. So very good to be implementing some of this, maybe rest, tranquil time this week. Mars is going to be trining up to Neptune actually, so there is this collective, very easy receptive energy. This could be very much supporting your self-expression, your communication, maybe even your career sector. And then the week does end with Mars going into your 11th. So for about the next month, really good to be putting motivation and drive into connecting with your friends or your network circles, or again, putting more energy into these ideals, future ideals. All right, so Sagittarius, let's look at all of this here in more detail when we return. All right, so Sagittarius, here's your chart for the week. Here's the most of the fast movers here in your first house, Venus and the Sun, and recently Saturn here in December. So it is about taking seriously, I think, your long-term goals, right? A lot of you have maybe just recently assumed some more responsibility or wanting to buckle down, take some things seriously about your life, about the long term, the big picture. And I think it's another fantastic week for that, particularly because Venus is going over Saturn here on Monday. So this is another step in the right direction. You seeing more of what you value about life, about yourself even, about your goals, and building upon this. In fact, a lot of you will probably start to take seriously your work and your routine this early part of the week, establishing some foundations there, and then also with your network circles and any group things or your future aspirations in general. And that's because, I mean, it's already been emphasized because Jupiter has recently gone into your 11th house. So Jupiter, the planet of expansion, of potentials, is going to be expanding this house into 2018, giving you some opportunities to connect with your network circles, to your friends, to cultivate your future ideals. So with this conjunction early in the week, just another step with that. You're building this area. It's one step at a time. So any long-term plans or goals you want to set with those things pertaining to yourself, group stuff, your ideals, and your routine can be excellent. So midweek, we do have Mars trining Neptune. It's a very nice aspect. There's this easygoingness collectively. For you, it's coming into your career sector a bit. A lot of you have been working hard at your career these past couple months, putting some drive and motivation there, or in your productive life or public life. But now there's this easygoingness about it. In fact, there's an easygoingness about your self-expression, having some fun, but it's tranquil fun maybe. It's easygoing fun midweek. Or it's about hobbies and interests, or spending time with the things and people you're passionate about. So that's great. And there's also this easygoingness with your communication in practical matters, maybe learning about spiritual things or whatever, talking about things in a more receptive way midweek with this trine. Then once we get into the weekend, Mars does shift into that 11th house, which is again the house of friends, groups, and your future ideals. So this is where your ruler Jupiter already is, expanding this area. So now for the next month, really good to be putting some drive and motivation into these ideals of yours. Now I do want to mention that Mercury is now moving forward quite, he's gaining his momentum this week, and he recently went direct last weekend. So what have you learned the past few weeks regarding spirituality, regarding the deep psyche, what you can accept about yourself or accept about life that is really outside of our control oftentimes, that we really have to surrender and let go of, but through that, living more presently, living more tranquilly, right? So that's starting to move forward, and I think there is more peace, more tranquility in your life this week, more rest for some of you, and it's just leading to a much more intuitive you, more receptive you, and again with that communication, it's just really flowing in that department, or can with that. All right, and then things regarding maybe relationships or career stuff, if that's been on the back burner, that's moving forward this week, and maybe having some, again, letting go of what's outside of your control with relationships and career while Mercury finishes this transit of your 12th. But nonetheless, moving forward towards your long-term goals, the big picture with Saturn in your sign and the fast movers now in your sign for this new yearly cycle for you. All right, so Sagittarius, have a great week. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next forecast.